I'm with the 2nd Florida Light Artillery, Battery B. Our demonstration probably won't be quite as long and in detail as the rifleman, but we'll hope to entertain you here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off and I'm going to introduce you to the piece. From this point on, it's going to be addressed as a gun because it's not a rifle or a pistol. It's a cannon, and that is a gun. This particular gun is named Tom. I know that sounds odd to name a piece of war, but it was a common practice that groups would name their artillery pieces. Ours is named after our ancestor who fought in the Civil War. So that being said, Tom is a replica of an 1847 mountain howitzer. Mountain howitzers didn't see a lot of action in this theater. Mountain howitzers came in two versions. The version you see here is on a prairie carriage. A prairie carriage was pulled behind an animal with a ammo box in front of it. So anyways, the second version of this was called a pack carriage. A pack carriage could be disassembled and the various parts and the ammo boxes could be put on the back of mules and they could be taken into remote areas of the mountains. These little pieces seen a lot of action in the mountains of Tennessee, Georgia, and the Carolinas. These weapons also seen a lot of action after the Civil War and the Indian Wars, but that's a whole nother story. So at that, before I go into questions and answers, and I'll do a little bit of that, but at that point I'm going to introduce you to some of the components and the operating procedures of the gun. So my assistant here is going to hold up some tools and some pieces. You're probably going to giggle and laugh. This is called a prick. Not the man that's holding it, but the piece that he's got in his hand. This is used to pierce the ammo bag. In that time, ammo didn't come in solid cartridge form. Ammo come in bags, canvas, cotton, burlap, some form of a bag that you could put the powder in, and then it had a sabot, which was a wood block, and it had a charge attached to the ammo and to the powder and the wooden block. There were four major components of ammunition. There was hard ball, round ball, there was cartridge, there was grape shot, canister, and exploding rounds. But the most common thing would have been the round ball. Cannons of this particular type were smooth bore, and their size was on the projectile. So it would have been a 12-pound gun because the ball weighed 12 pounds. Now he's got on his hand here, he's got a leather piece. It's called a thumb stall. That's used to secure the vent hole, and we'll go into detail about that in a little bit, but it's a safety piece that particular person had to use. These little guns required 5 people to run them. They usually had 6 people on the gun. One just talked a lot and gave a bunch of orders, but they required 5 people to run the gun. We're going to walk back this way, and he's going to pick up some tools and tell you what they are, and we'll give you a little bit more of an explanation for what they're for. All right, this tool right here has 2 purposes. This is the ramrod. It also has a sponge on it. The first application of this will be with the ramrod. Again, like I say, there would be a man in each position. We don't have the people to do that right now. They're busy setting up for the battle. So that's the ramrod that pushes the charge down. I told you the charge was made out of a canvas bag and a round. The round would be passed to the number 3 position, who had another implement called a worm. He's going to go over now and he's going to pick that up. This tool is a very important function. As I told you, the ammo come in a canvas bag. Well, you had to clear that debris from that burning bag out of the breech of the gun. So that tool was used to extract any burning embers. Now that being said, after the cannon was fired and that man extracted the burning embers, the man on the other side would use the other end of the tool called the sponge. It would be wet. He would swab the barrel out. That would serve two purposes. It would cool the barrel down because you wouldn't want to put a bag of powder down a barrel that had hot embers in it. It also cleaned the bore. All right, so other than that, the last piece of the puzzle is you had to ignite the cartridge. There had to be some way to set the charge off. So, although artillery started out with a hunk of bamboo and some vine, that didn't work out so well, and they developed into a more modern version of a steel barrel. You had to ignite it with something. Well, they tried setting it off with a burning stick. That worked okay, but it wasn't real reliable. Then they tried using fuses, which is okay, but it's, again, not real reliable. So they eventually, after they tried quills off of feathers, which worked fairly well, somebody come up with what's called a friction primer. This is a friction primer. And this is Civil War era correct, although the material it's made out of may be a little variant, but it is a dependable ignition source. So you inserted the ignition primer in the flash hole, and that's what set the burning bag of the powder off. So at this point, I'm gonna open it up to any questions if you got questions.
There's some old-time original root beer. Gotta give them one to try. Root beer, sarsaparilla, black cherry, birch beer, cream, orange zippy, and root beer. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I actually got a following almost every event I go to right now.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Can't find it anywhere. Every time I think about it, I'm going, I get Mom's bottle cap.
Want to try? I think we'll try that one. Oh yeah. Let's have you hold this like this. Okay, hold a second. I should have bought a fancier mug or not. You might could have bought a fancier mug for this. I don't know.
What size?
What?
Yeah, get this.
Really good. Yeah.
You want to tape?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, this is actually really good. I never had anything quite like this. It's really natural and authentic. See? This is the sarsaparilla one. I have to definitely try this. Alright, I'm going to be showing you some more stuff. Cool tent with some displays. See that about Jacob Sutherland? I actually visited his gravesite. It's in Bartow. And I filmed it in a video if you want to see it.
Yeah, I just got those from the Secretary of State's office. And they
Good to have. They're good. Yeah. Give them away.
Give them away.
Right. 3 Seminole Wars. It's even worse than this. Army.
Jackson was the first one.
Wearing this kind of stuff.
Worse. Worse.
Oh. And the Indians.
They were, okay. Jackson's guys, those that were in uniform were wearing tailcoats and tall shako hats.
Yeah.
Now, Second Seminole War, that was 1835. That's that sky blue jacket with the leather bucket hat that's on the mannequin of the museum.
We got there, yeah. And then the next one's just before the Civil War.
The next one is 1850.
But it's still not much better.
Look, all the people getting root beer now.
We was looking for you.
Well, I was behind you. Okay.
Got cool clothes and props.
Yeah, it's hot. It is warm.
I don't think I'm going to go in every tent to show you everyone. There's a lot of cool stuff here.
It's all barrel. It's all barrel.
See, they didn't use to
No. But yeah, all these Kentuckys and Pennsylvanias were along. There was a lot of urns.
In fact, many years ago when I was in the Marine Corps, they issued tooth powder. Yeah, we used tooth powder.
And especially when they're holding on something. So,
Gonna be heading down to the authentic camp section down here, if I'm correct. A lot of really cool stuff. I got here a little later than I planned. It took longer to get here from where I live, so I hope I have enough time to see everything. I know the battle starts at 2, and it's about 1:55. Supposed to get here like around 10, but well, either way, I'm gonna do as much as I can. I bought a couple stuff, bought some hardtack, which I've been wanting to try, and some authentic tea from the air, a tea brick. I'm looking forward to trying. I was on a big tea guy. So okay, I'm gonna head towards the authentic camps, and we'll see you in a second. Well, can't get over to the camps right now because it's an hour before battle, and they're closing it down for now to prepare for that. So, but it's gonna reopen after the battle, so I'll make sure I get over there then and check it out. Check out the field hospital over there, which is where they're going to bring some casualties, you know, to show you how things were done then. But don't worry, I'll get a chance to get back in the authentic camps. I may get some of these in a while. I have a hankering for some kettle corn. Ooh, boiled peanuts and beef jerky. Gave me a little bit.
Thank you. While I'm staring at the spider, thank you for setting off the gunshot blast.
We're going to be starting the battle in about an hour. I was going to film the whole thing. I don't know if I'm still going to film the whole thing. At least part of it, at least. Just looking around. Before then, they have a lot of cool reenactors talking about the weapons and the uniforms. They have a lot of nice historical displays. They have some vendors. I haven't seen anyone selling any like real Civil War used bullets. I was hoping to see someone like that. So I'd like to buy one. I may get more of that drink on the way out. This time I might buy the metal cup or in the bottle. I don't know. I didn't realize you could buy them in the bottle or the metal cup when I got it. So I might in the way out. See. Look more of the displays over here.
But wait a minute. Some of you act like I said boogers. Well, I'm not dyslexic. I said goober. Y'all know what a goober is, don't you? Nobody knows what a goober is. Well, a goober is what they used to call peanuts. That's right. And even today, you can walk into the movie theater and look in the showcase there, and there's a box of goobers in there. Of course, they're chocolate.
Don't y'all leave me though.
They're still
Virginia.
This here song
Yeah, you served the entirety of the
is
war.
about.
Excuse me. Some awesome stuff. I heard about this. Is the Florida Confederate Memorial Wall. See if you can see that. I'll let you freeze it if you want to read more about it. Very close up a few of the names. Kind of mild a little bit after the Vietnam War one, I think, a little bit. I guess this travels around. I heard about this. I'm not going to do a huge video on it, but I want to show it. It's interesting. They're like alphabeticalized. I'm looking, see if there's anyone around here that shared my name. None that I see. So we have a little information sheet. I'll have to take one with me if I can actually get it out. Pretty interesting. That's the Florida Confederate Memorial Wall.
Yes. Set up right there. Yeah, that's probably back in the 90s. Yeah, I don't know. Not too many of them around. No. I don't see how they can justify their time. That's just find the oak. Right. You can't even figure your labor.
Left over out of my $15 on I'm part of the 47th New York. We're formed up in Manhattan, Washington Square. I'm a northern unit of New York. We're down here in Florida. And guess what? I'm in Northern. We're at a great coast. But I'm living in Florida. And we're here in Florida. So how you like coming around in Florida in July? So actually, there were stories at the time.
When I was young, in many happy days, I squandered many songs I sung. When I was playing with my brother, happy was I. Oh, take me to my kind old mother, there let me live and die. All the world am sad and dreary everywhere I roam. Oh, dark is how my heart grows weary, far from the old folks at home. Bushes, one that I love, still sadly to my memory rushes, no matter where I roam. When will I see the bees a-humming all round the comb? When will I hear the banjo strumming down at the good old home? All the world am sad and dreary everywhere I roam. Oh, dark is how my heart grows weary, far from the old folks at home. Oh, dark is how my heart grows weary, As you know the song, sing it. If you don't, just dance.
That's right, perfect right where the trees are. Going on, alright. Yeah, they're getting ready for battle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is where the battle is going to be.
Hey, where's the tall lady sitting in this chair?
Carriage rifle has
Actually, getting pretty excited. It's going to be pretty cool.
So she got,
I've seen enough of these things in movies, but to see something, I mean, this isn't real, but it's realist you can get in real life now. It's pretty cool.
Dawn been gone, so I don't know if he kept up with it.
card.
Yeah, you ain't got somebody to do it, right? Yeah.
Hey, Bruce!
Hey, Kevin.
You know, tonight you have to go. Open up there forward tonight.
This will make you feel better. You should be carrying the floor.
Go, boy. Come on. Come on.
I did. So I was like,
I found it. I'm glad you went wrong. I found it. That's our Facebook page. And check it out. And mine.
Everybody knows where you are now. Let me get for real. We're going to take a real.
Hey, I seen them two girlfriends of yours too. Huh? I done talked to them two girlfriends of yours. That's the right story. You can cut up. I do. I do.
Hey, Jay.
Huh?
I want a card, man.
Okay.
Well, you got cars, yes. They are very hot. They just cooked them.
Here they come. Woo! There they come. That's the real army, y'all.
me today. I resemble that comment.
That's all right.
No flirt with the brown.
I'll take one too, baby.
No flirt with the brown.
You'll probably give it. Well, you'll probably give it.
Okay, Mr. Mike. I'm going to be here. We can be a little bit further back. You want to see more over that direction? What is it?
Hey,